Welcome back to Lariat TV News. Before you head home, we're bringing you the news that you need to know. I'm Danica Young.
And I'm Caitlin Sides. Before the holiday on everyone's mind gets here, we're taking a look back at a different one. For some, it may have just been another Saturday, but for those on the streets of downtown Waco, the Veterans Day Parade was much more than a celebration. LTVN's Hannah Joseph brings you the story.
It means a lot to see the flag go up. It means a lot to hear the national anthem, and it means a lot that people say thank you.
The message of the Waco's Veterans Day Parade was heard loud and clear.
You know, I'm a little bit sad because I remember the guys, my friends, my buddies that I lost in my 2 tours in Vietnam. But to see all these heroes here today, and it's just a greeting that I've never had.
Both of these courageous veterans had sacrificed themselves physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Every veteran signs a commitment that they're going to do all they can do to preserve the Constitution of the United States, even if it means surrendering their life to do so.
An average of 20 veterans commit suicide a day, and the parade is working to make sure that they know they are not alone.
Don't give up hope. Don't take that ultimate deal of taking your own life. Go get help.
So we thank the honorable men and women who have served our country.
People come up and say, thank you for your service. And, you know, you look at them and you say, you're quite welcome, but it's because of you and people like you in America that I did my service.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Hannah Joseph.
Throughout the week, Baylor Vets hosted many events commemorating Veterans Day, but one of the longest lasting, both in tradition and duration, was an on-campus flag vigil. Air Force ROTC members began standing outside of Pat Neff Hall, starting at 8 a.m. and switched out every 15 minutes until 8 p.m. The event lasted 12 hours as the cadets stood outside to honor those who dedicated their lives to service.
For 15 minutes really helps you center yourself and remind yourself why you're here, why this is important to you. That's certainly one of the reasons why I sign up for multiple shifts. I really like taking time out of my day where there is no other option other than to just stand in solitude and think.
After graduation, cadets are commissioned to go into the military as officers, where they follow the footsteps of the very same that they honored on Veterans Day. Flag burning is the proper way to retire an American flag, and over the weekend, hundreds were retired, continuing the Veterans Day week activities. The Waco chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution hosted their 22nd flag retirement ceremony Sunday, which included performances from choirs and a speech from the mayor of Woodway. The event took place at the Carleen Bright Arboretum in Woodway, and after the ceremony, the Heart of Texas Junior Marines ROTC and Connolly High School JROTC commenced the retirement.
One year we destroyed 1,700 flags, and that was a record. We don't normally do quite that many, but we received a generous donation from a corporation.
They didn't collect as many flags as they did in the past years, but they still were able to honor those who had served.
Veterans Day at TSTC brought 2 World War II veterans together on a base where they once trained. LTVN's Danica Young has the story.
Friday, it was all about service. Veterans Day, the Waco community joined together to honor those who have served on a college campus that used to be an Air Force base.
It's nice to see that people are willing to take the time to remember people who sacrificed, made the ultimate sacrifice to keep this country free and make sure that we have the freedoms that we're currently enjoying. So it's nice to see a good turnout.
And some who attended the ceremony at Texas State Technical College. Once trained here long ago. Bill Clark and Jimmy Haynes both trained for the Air Force at the former James Connolly Air Force Base many years ago, and following its deactivation after World War II, the base is now an airport on TSTC's campus.
It's a little bit of changes since I left in '66. Of course, I keep coming back to this area, and I hope that as the other people are excited as I am trying to get people back here.
Clark and Haynes want people to know Veterans Day should be about honoring those who have served and remembering the sacrifices made. They plan to organize a reunion on campus next year for other veterans they trained with. For Lariat TV News, I'm Danica Young.
Somehow, Christmas is once again around the corner. One residence hall on campus is taking the time to give back with a competitive twist. Led by their service team, the Honors Residential College is gathering toys and other gifts for underprivileged children through Operation Christmas Child. We were assured that servanthood is at the center of their efforts, but North Village is keeping it competitive. If the girls in Texana bring more donations, their service chair has promised to dye her hair pink. And if the boys of U House win, their service chair will get a mullet.
I just think it's a great cause, right? Because, I mean, we're helping kids who wouldn't otherwise have a Christmas. Hopefully have a really great December 25th. It's a sad reality. We're very blessed here, and any way we can help contribute, any way that I can personally help motivate our residents here at the HRC to donate, I mean, I'm willing to do that. So go guys, hopefully we win, but we'll see what happens.
And the competition seems to be working, as combined both dorms have already brought in 4 buckets full of toys and gifts. And the service doesn't stop here. One Waco organization packed hundreds of meals for kids.
And Greek Life is using beds to keep campus up late. Those stories next.
Let there be light. Let there be roommates and teammates and strangers who become family. Let there be marching and cheering. Let there be challenging courses and time to share. Scholarship and championships. Let there be groundbreaking and soul-searching. Let there be laughter. Let there be joy. Let there be light.
Although charity events for Greek Life are common, 2 groups teamed up in an unusual way, involving beds, wheels, costumes, and a little bit of competition. Claire Goodyear rolls you the details.
The majority of people love sleeping and hate running. Kaio and ATO combine the 2 things in the name of charity.
This event goes on every year. It supports Make-A-Wish.
The high-stakes competition involves a bed on wheels and draws fans of all ages.
We're rooting for the chili team.
Many volunteers have dedicated their time to the bed races.
We've been setting this up since the beginning of the semester. We started the first week we got here, and we've been coming ever since.
Teams dress up according to their specific theme to race their friends.
I'm a little bit biased. I think the Trap is the best team. We competed against Holiday House, some of our closest friends, so it's a friendly competition, but we won.
Even teams that didn't win find a way to shake it off and have a good time.
It's awesome. Like, this environment is crazy.
Okay, these are the judges' results.
Just a bunch of dogs here, honestly. Even though we did lose, like, honestly, I still got my boys around me. Like, that doesn't define us. Here's actually one of my dogs right here. Right here. This is my dog, Liam. Yeah, he was in bed races. We lost, but, like, that doesn't define us. Like, he's still him.
Each group prepared for the bed races in different ways.
Dude, we've been training weeks for this. Running 6 miles every morning for this moment right now.
Our boys need to hit the gym more, and just, like, we should have trained more.
I mean, they should have started training weeks ago.
Their training schedules might look different, so there's no surprise that there's a debate about exactly what makes the fastest bed.
I think it's all about who you have inside the outdoor tenacious in there.
Someone who's pretty heavy and agile on the bed, and a good team behind them.
Motivation, some passion, a really good team. A commitment. Yeah.
Guys like Liam Barton, red jersey, ball jersey, that's what makes a quick bed right there.
The bed races allow the Baylor student body to come together to have fun, compete, and raise money for children in need. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Goodyear.
From 200 to now over 1,000 backpacks, one organization is combating food insecurity of local students one meal at a time. LTVN's Macy Krause shows you how.
Food insecurity is a problem worldwide, and Waco is no exception. One organization has been working to improve food insecurity with children for more than a decade, and it's all thanks to the volunteers. From what started as working with local schools to feed 200 students a year, McLennan County Pack of Hope now serves thousands of students across the county.
This pack that has said, you impacted me when I was at school. And that's the blessing for us. That's really, for us, that's what drives this. They're focused on learning, so they're not focused on stomach. They're not focused on being sick because they're not getting nutritional food. They're not having behavioral problems because they're focusing on food instead of classes. So that's the goal, is to give them the same opportunity for their future that you and I have.
According to Packs of Hope, there are well over 24,000 kids below the poverty line, and 1 in 4 children in Texas under the age of 5 are food insecure. The goal of Packs of Hope is to help students who go hungry outside of school, especially on the weekends. That's 66 hours without food, but every Friday, students can rest assured when the packs arrive.
My daughter-in-law is a director of food service in a little town outside of town, so I know how many kids come Friday, there's nothing to eat until they come back on Monday morning.
Packs of Hope meets every Tuesday to pack bags at Columbus Avenue Baptist Church, making more than 900 food-filled bags in under an hour. And it's not just Wacoans involved. Their Thanksgiving double packing event was full of college students. As a Baylor student, I wanted to know how I could spread the word.
Students, the drive is number one. I'm helping children for their future. Number two, I'm helping with public awareness. Number three, if there's a way they can help us to do food drives, either at their faith communities, their churches, businesses, whatever, we'll take those. We just did a food drive this past Saturday at Sam's, so those food drives are important as well.
If you're interested in filling backpacks and want to help with awareness, donations, and food drives, you can come to their weekly packings or visit their website, Pack of Hope, for more ways to help.
For some people, Saturday mornings are meant for sleeping in, but in Cameron Park Zoo, the animals were wide awake. The annual HEB Cameron Park Zoo Stampede aims to raise money for advanced animal care and essential conservation work. With a variety of races such as the 1K, 5K, and 10K, the zoo hopes that each year the event is a roaring success.
We have been a title sponsor for this event for probably over 15 years now. We love supporting the zoo and their mission of conservation and education. That's one of the HEB pillars.
If you're looking to participate in the Zoo Stampede next year, visit the Cameron Park Zoo website for updates and information. Have you ever wanted to see McLean Stadium from the clouds? Well, one student made a decision to do just that and made a dream a reality. Jason Sager is a half student, half pilot at Baylor and loves every minute of it. Future pilots training through Baylor have the opportunity to fly almost every day at the Waco Airport to get hands-on experience.
They allowed me to train at the Waco Airport while being a student and learning on campus. And they provide me a great opportunity to pursue my passion and dreams of becoming a pilot.
If you want to get your head in the clouds or just want to know more, you can learn more online.
Rock climbing takes guts and apparently a lot of chalk. Abby Ferguson shows you how one group went through 5 pounds of it in just 3 hours.
Baylor Outdoor Adventure rocked out at Chalk Up, an annual bouldering competition on Friday. Hosted at the Slick, Chalk Up brought out rock climbers and spectators alike to bond over a shared love of climbing.
Super cool culture, not super rushed, people are super nice, so being able to bring them together at an event like Chalk Up is just a ton of fun.
And while there is an official champion, it's more about community than competition.
Yes, this is a competition, but we're all just friends. We're all just like cheering each other on, and like the stakes are high-ish, but we're all just like hanging out.
This setup certainly wasn't an easy process. Rock staff spent about 55 hours in total tearing down old routes and setting up new ones.
So it's been a long process. People worked really hard at it, and turns out really well every year.
While Chalk Up is only once a year, Baylor's Rock Climbing Club encourages all to join, regardless of skill.
I think in general, the community here at Baylor for our climbing is one of the most open and welcoming communities. Regardless of whether you want to do it for like a hobby or if you just do it every once in a while, the community welcomes everyone, cheers everyone on, even if you've never climbed before.
It certainly got a little rowdy at the Slick, but you can just chalk it up to Outdoor Adventures rockin' spirit. For Lariat TV News, I'm Abby Ferguson.
The men's and women's rugby teams partnered with the Carter Blood Care Center to support donations before the holiday. The trucks will be outside of Moody Memorial Library here until Thursday from 11 to 4 p.m. Last year, rugby was designated Carter Blood Care Center's best partner of 2022.
They did say that we helped supposedly save 400 lives with the donations that we got from on-campus students. As two rugby clubs that do more than just play sports, it feels great to feel like you're doing something other than just playing.
If you're interested in donating for yourself, you must be at least 18, have no pre-health conditions, and a willingness to help the Central Texas community. Women's basketball took down a top team,
and Baylor football has nothing to lose heading to face TCU. Keep it here.
It was a huge night for Baylor women's basketball, knocking off a top 5 program for the first time since 2020. Here's how the Bears broke Utah. Baylor women's basketball took down reigning Pac-12 champion, number 4 ranked Utah Tuesday in a thrilling 84-77 finish, the first time toppling a top 5 team for the Bears since 2020. They had a game plan.
But you knew they were going to knock down threes. It was just about how you respond. Like, we couldn't drop our head just because they made 1 3. It was about, okay, let's go on to the next play. Let's make them go 2 by 2 by 2. We're going to run them off the three-point line and make them beat us a different way.
And they executed.
You got to give Baylor a lot of credit. I thought they played very well. They did a good job taking us out of what we do best.
Baylor came out swinging, taking the lead from the beginning of the game and never looking back. The Utes never took that lead, only matching the score once at 51-51. Senior guard Sarah Andrews led the Bears with 18 points and some huge plays.
The shot she made, the free throws she made, I just hope this is a momentum builder for her.
Utah started to creep back into the game with just 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, coming within 4 points, but a couple Andrews threes put the game out of reach.
We just had that poise and that control. We were like, okay, they're going to come back. They might punch us in the mouth, but we're going to punch them right back and keep control of this game.
Andrews wasn't the only contributor. 4 Bears put up double digits, and only 2 games into the season, Coach Collin is loving the depth of her bench.
I just think we have the kind of team that I get to truly play chess with and move the pieces around. And so it allows us to take advantage of things.
It was a statement win in Waco.
They are starting to show who they are and who we are, and how good we can be doing it our way. And so it feels really, really good.
For Lariat TV News, I'm George Schroeder. Following the women's top 5 takedown of Utah, the men's team had it a little bit easier, routing Kansas City 99-61. Now, they didn't quite make triple digits, but after what looked like a shaky win against Gardner-Webb Sunday, Baylor wasn't messing around on Tuesday. Jaden Nunn had himself a night, crushing his former career record at Baylor of 15 and dropping 25 points. He wasn't the only one to show off. Jacoby Walter, the first freshman in Baylor basketball history to win the Big 12 Player of the Week, put up 23 in contribution to the Bears' 99-point game.
He's really hard to keep in front and does a great job. One of the best guards we've had at getting to the free throw line and getting contact. And when he's making shots, then he's even that much harder to guard. And I know last year he shot 40% from 3, and we'd love for it to be the same number or higher this year because it's tough to guard a guy who can do 2 things.
Next, the men's team is headed to New York to take on Oregon State Wednesday the 22nd as the women's team prepares to host Harvard on Sunday. A bowl game is officially off the table for Baylor football after losing to Kansas State Saturday. Now the Bears head to face their rival. Previously, the national championship runner-up, the Horned Frogs are not having the season they wanted, but neither is Baylor, tied with the Bears' 2-5 record in the Big 12. The last time these two teams met, Baylor almost pulled off a major upset, except for a last-second field goal from TCU. The year before that, the Bears lost a heartbreaker in Fort Worth, a loss that likely cost them a trip to the college football playoffs. Bowl eligibility is off the table and the Bears don't have much to play for, so head coach Dave Aranda says finding motivation is necessary for the Bears to take revenge.
I'm sure they're, being recruited. I'm sure our guys that have a chance to move on are thinking about that. Right? I'm sure all of those things are invading the space, and so we have to bring it back here to this team, to this moment, to this opportunity. And I think that's just a natural thing when you're not having success.
And now that rivalry is getting a new name. Monday, Baylor and TCU's long-standing rivalry was officially named the Blue Bonnet Battle. In a collaborative student-led initiative, student government says the milestone took countless hours of work over the past 6 months, and the name was chosen to pay homage to the state of Texas and the prairies in which both schools preside. Custom made in Waco, the Blue Bonnet Battle Trophy will be housed at the winning team's campus for the next year.
This game, Baylor TCU, really means a lot to the Big 12. And when you think about it's only one of 4 protected games, one of 4 games that will be played every year is really special, really cool.
Baylor and TCU will be meeting for the 119th time Saturday, cementing the teams in what will be the longest standing rivalry between 2 football programs in Texas. Number 23 ranked Baylor volleyball took TCU to 5 sets Saturday, but couldn't escape with the win. LTVN's Claire Marie Scott takes you courtside.
Despite starting strong, winning the first 2 sets on Saturday, 20th ranked Baylor volleyball struggled to keep up with TCU, losing 3-2. The Bears came close in each of the last 3 sets, but specifically in sets 4 and 5, losing 26-24 and 16-14.
Discouraged and frustrated just for the girls. Thought they fought hard. Obviously, we came out ready to compete, and back-to-back nights where it was 2 due sets is the difference.
The Horned Frogs also took the match Friday night, winning 3-1.
You can't cheat the game, and so I think within each of the sets, it's not just 1 or 2 things that we can find and look at, but the culmination of maybe we're better on 5 out of these 10 plays. We're going to win 2.
Coach McGuire said the team lacked cohesiveness, which is why they weren't able to get back in the game.
All 6 on the floor always playing together. That was kind of a focus tonight, to be a little bit more cohesive in there. And, it can't be just the Elise McGee show for a little bit and then the Manu show for a little bit.
Elise McGee was once again a dominant player with a career high of 22 kills during the match.
She's been really good. She's been the one steady highlight for us in just making good swings, high swings, powerful swings, and she's just going to continue to get better.
Volleyball still has a journey ahead, facing 3 conference opponents before their season wraps up with Houston.
Kansas is good, West Virginia is good, Houston good, so we got to get a little bit momentum heading here, and then see what happens with the selection show.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
And with that, we're heading into the holidays, but the games will keep on coming. So when you get back to class, make sure you check in with the Baylor Lariat for the best, most in-depth coverage on Baylor athletics. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, George. We'll be away for Thanksgiving, but when we come back, be sure to tune into our weekly newscast every Friday, and of course, receive the latest news on socials.
That wraps up this week, Baylor family. Happy Thanksgiving, safe travels, and as always, Sic 'em Bears.